I didn't want this to become a dry pop psychology article or discussion, but I'm here to help you protect your entrepreneur heart, mind, and forward moving success so you can keep moving up the stairs. With that, here's today's podcast: Dry Begging and Energy Vampires, Protecting Your Entrepreneurial Spirit. Welcome back to the Digital Startup Lifestyle, where we tackle the real challenges facing today's entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Mark, one of the contributing editors here, and today we're diving into something that could be quietly sabotaging your success without you even realizing it. Have you ever noticed how some people can drain your energy faster than a smartphone with a cracked screen? Today, we're talking about a toxic behavior pattern that our contributing editor Ashley calls dry begging, and why recognizing it might be the most important skill you develop as an entrepreneur. All right, now for some levity. Before we dive in, here's a little workplace humor for you. You know those people who turn every minor inconvenience into a Shakespearean tragedy? Alas, the printer is out of toner. Woe is me! For how shall I print these quarterly reports? Surely my career is doomed. My children will starve. My ancestors will weep. Meanwhile, the rest of us are thinking, dude, there's literally a Staples across the street. If you've worked in corporate America, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Some people could find drama in a paper cut. But here's the thing. That same energy-draining behavior follows us into entrepreneurship, and it's more dangerous than you think. Now, the Ashley conversation. Let me tell you about a road trip that changed how I think about toxic relationships. Ashley, one of our contributing editors here at DSL, and I were driving across the state. And somehow we got into this deep discussion about people who drain your energy versus people who energize you. Ashley made this brilliant observation about two completely different approaches to problems. She said, look, when action-oriented people have a problem, let's say metaphorically, a thorn in their backside, they deal with it immediately. They don't overthink it. They don't dramatize it. They just handle it. If they can't do it themselves, they find someone who can, and they pay them to solve it. Problem solved. Move on. But then there's the other type of person. Enter the dry beggar. Ashley introduced me to this term, dry begging. And folks, once you see it or think about it, you can't unsee it, unthink it. Now, this isn't funny, although it can be kind of funny when you try to banish a persistent thought or image in your mind and it won't go away. So here, I'm going to explain more. A dry beggar is someone who manipulates others into helping them by presenting their problems as hopeless situations, but never directly asking for help. Instead of saying, hey, I have this problem, can you help me? They say things like, I guess nobody's going to help me with this. Well, I suppose I'll just have to figure this out on my own. I don't know what I'm going to do. Nobody seems to care. It's manipulation disguised as helplessness. It's fishing for assistance while manipulating plausible deniability. Oh, I wasn't asking for help. I was just expressing my feelings. You may have even encountered a form of this as weaponized incompetence on occasion. Now, the entrepreneurial danger. Here's why this matters for entrepreneurs. Dry beggars are energy vampires. They will absolutely suck the life out of your forward momentum. Think about it. You're building something incredible. You're pushing boundaries. taking risks, solving problems. You need to be surrounded by people who match that energy. People who see obstacles as puzzles to solve, not tragedies to endure. But dry beggars? They want you to stop what you're doing and focus on their drama. They want you to rescue them from problems they're perfectly capable of solving themselves. They weaponize incompetence to get attention and assistance. There's this subtle toxicity. And the insidious part is how subtle it can be. It's not the obvious negativity of someone saying, your business idea will never work. That's easy to spot and dismiss. Dry begging is sneakier. It shows up as the friend who always has a crisis that somehow becomes your emergency. The family member who frames every request for help as a life or death situation. The colleague who turns every minor setback into a reason why they can't do something. They're not directly attacking your entrepreneurial dreams, but they're slowly bleeding away the energy you need to pursue your dreams. So, the association audit with all of this is what I learned from Ashley. You need to regularly audit your circle of association. Ask yourself, after spending time with this person, do I feel energized or drained? Do they approach problems with a solution mindset or a victim mindset? When they have challenges, do they take action or do they wait for rescue? If someone consistently drains your energy and approaches life from a position of learned helplessness, you need to seriously consider limiting your exposure to them. Please, consider these practical strategies. The intentionality practice. Here's how to fortify yourself against energy vampires. Morning intention setting. Start each day by writing down your 3 most important entrepreneurial priorities. This creates a mental filter for how you spend your energy. The helper's paradox. When someone comes to you with a problem, instead of solving it for them, teach them how to solve it themselves. Give them the fishing rod, not the fish. True friends will appreciate this. Dry beggars will get frustrated and move on to easier targets. Boundary enforcement. Practice saying, that sounds challenging. What's your plan for handling it? This forces people to think in solutions rather than just venting problems. Now, your energy protection. Limit your availability to chronic complainers. You don't need to be cruel, but you don't need to be their emotional dumping ground either. The circle upgrade. Remember, you became an entrepreneur to create something better. That requires being around people who think in terms of possibilities, not limitations. Seek out relationships with people who take responsibility for their own problems. Ask direct questions instead of manipulating for attention. Support your growth rather than requiring constant emotional maintenance. And they match your energy for moving forward and upward. Okay, that was pretty heavy and a list. A real list. I mean, let's be real for a moment. Look, I'm not saying cut off every person who ever needs help. We all go through tough times. The difference is in the approach. Healthy people say, I'm struggling with X. Can you help me think through some solutions? Dry beggars say, I guess I'll just have to live with X forever since nobody seems to care about helping me. See the difference? One is asking for partnership in problem solving. The other is manipulating for rescue. As entrepreneurs, We're natural problem solvers and helpers, but that generous spirit can be exploited if we're not careful. Your entrepreneurial energy is precious fuel. Don't let anyone steal it through emotional manipulation. I really felt this subject needed some exploration. There are so many hats we wear on a daily basis. So let's just say that Ashley's dry begging concept has become one of my most valuable relationship filters. It's helped me protect my energy for the things and people that truly matter. Your entrepreneurial journey is challenging enough without carrying other people's manufactured drama. Surround yourself with solution-oriented people who lift you up, not energy vampires who drag you down. Keep climbing those stairs, lifestylers, and be very selective about who you allow to climb with you. That's a wrap for today. If this resonated, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, your energy is your most valuable asset. Protect it fiercely. Until next time, stay intentional, keep moving forward on your upward arc, and stay interesting, my friends. If you'd like to read a little bit more on this subject, please see my accompanying magazine article at digitalstartuplifestyle.com.